Hello everyone and welcome to Shelf Space. I'm your host Ross13 and today we are looking at the Rapterrix from Hasbro's release of Zoids Wild. Since we already looked at the box earlier, I say let's dive right into this. So we're going to start off on my fancy new turntable, get that turned on and get it rotating. As you can see, I have two copies of this kit actually. I have plans for both of these, but for right now it makes it real handy to show off the unarmored and armored versions at the same time. Now, what makes this release kind of interesting is that they have a lot more color separation than the original Takara Tomy releases from much earlier. Also, the eyes are molded into the head, while before they were little pieces that you had to try to struggle to get in. I'm guessing that was a safety thing or something. So, in many ways, I think these Hasbro releases are actually a little bit superior to the original ones. Also, the big difference is this pilot figure right here. You know what, let's go ahead, stop the turn, and take a closer look at that too. So as you can see, this guy has a fairly detailed painted pilot figure. Now, it's not sized quite right because its head is bumping up against this thing, but for comparison, this is what it would have come with originally. A very generic, molded in clear plastic pilot figure. And these are okay for what they are, I suppose, but this actually looks like a character from the show. It's one of the generic Dark Metal Empire guys. So I really dig that. And it's one of the things my son actually really likes about the Hasbro releases, because it makes them look like they do in the anime. So as you can see, without the armor, this thing looks kind of like a walking skeleton, but that's sort of the aesthetic that they are going for. And we saw that when we took a look at the Ganon toys earlier. And this Hasbro release is no different, and I kind of dig it, particularly for this thing. I think it really sells it. Articulation-wise, there really isn't much of it, because it's all dedicated to the motor. Now, one of the major features of this kit is its wind-up motor. You can see right here, there's this part that sticks out, and that connects to a little wind-up motor in there. You can also use this little gun thing to act as sort of a key. So we're just gonna turn it, and then we let it go. It's not the most elegant of movements, but it gets the job done. I didn't wind it a whole lot, otherwise it would be moving quite a bit more. As this thing walks, the backs of its legs actually hit this little paddle here, which causes the tail to swing side to side. A neat little extra bit of motion that adds a little bit of realism to your robotic killer dinosaur thing. Now, you can engage this little lever to make the head go down and open the mouth, which looks actually pretty cool if you ask me. And that's for the Dark Blast attack. And that's primarily for when you have it armored up. So you can tilt this forward, and it's like you're attacking. Rawr, rawr. It's not much, but it's still pretty darn cool. For some reason, mine has a stress mark there, and it came like that out of the box. Though this version didn't have that, so I don't know if just something happened in shipping. So just beware. It hasn't really affected the strength, and it's not like load bearing or anything like that. But yeah, overall, I dig this. I think it's a fun little build. And when I say little, I do mean it. I mean, here's Ganon toys next to it. This is the Hasbro release of the Wild Liger. So you can see this guy is very much a little dude. Let me get some other comparison. So here it is next to Age 1, my sort of go-to for an HG kit. Here it is next to a Sengoku Souketsuden SD kit. And here it is next to a cross silhouette SD kit with the full booster frame thing. And you know what? Here's Ironhide from Siege next to them. So yeah, they're not very big, but for $10, I think it's a pretty nice little fun thing. And I got some big plans for this little thing, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, I could give this a recommendation, particularly for the price. If you can get it for about $10 or something like that, why not? That's barely anything. I got mine off of Amazon, if I remember correctly, but other places like Big Bad Toy Store and stuff like that have them. Now, if you want the Hasbro version, you need to look for Rapterrix. And if you want the Japanese version, it's actually just under the name Raptor. But you're probably better off going with the Hasbro version just because of the cost. These are going to be a lot cheaper. The Japanese release was a while back. Even though I've been seeing the prices on them drop, they're still fairly expensive for what they are. So, yeah. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that fun YouTube stuff. Check the description below for links to my storefront where you can get official shelf space t-shirts and more. And yeah, thank you again, and I'll see you next time you invade my shelf space.